Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's a dramatic moment in the Ukraine conflict. An unexpected strike by Ukraine has rattled both Russia and Belarus, putting NATO on high alert. Today we dig into how this unfolded, why it matters, and what could come next. Ukraine's strike was not just another skirmish. It caught observers off guard because it breached long-standing assumptions about where Kiev could project force. For years, Russia and Belarus have used Belarusian territory as a staging ground for operations, and Belarus has generally remained in a support role. But this action suggests Ukraine is willing to challenge that calculus. The reaction was swift. Russia voiced outrage, accusing Ukraine of overstepping a line. Belarus, already closely aligned with Moscow's agenda, responded defensively, denouncing provocations and warning of serious consequences. For both, this strike challenged their sense of control in their own airspace and border security. From NATO's side, this triggered a rapid posture shift. Eastern flank members scrambled jets, activated patrols, and convened security meetings. The message, even operations that appear localized, can have alliance-wide implications. No NATO member wants surprises creeping into their airspace, and the perception that warfare is spilling into contested buffer zones raises alarms. We should situate this moment in the broader context of the ZAP 2025 military exercises. In mid-September, Russia and Belarus conducted joint drills that included simulations of nuclear use, deployment of advanced missile systems, and coordinated maneuvers aimed at testing response capabilities. Many analysts believe those exercises were not simply rehearsals, but also signals to Ukraine and NATO, letting them know that Moscow and Minsk are watching and willing to escalate. Ukraine had warned Belarus ahead of those drills against provocations, recalling how past exercises were used as cover for aggressive moves. In recent weeks, tension has already been mounting. Russian drones have breached NATO airspace near Poland. Poland and other Eastern members have responded by closing airspace and deploying more troops. Moscow and Minsk, for their part, have maintained that their actions are defensive, accusing NATO and the EU of provoking conflict. Now, Ukraine seems less constrained. Rather than reacting solely to attacks, Kiev is pushing forward its own options. This strike, though carefully calibrated, demonstrates intent to shift the balance of threat. It complicates Russia's and Belarus's assumptions about safety in depth. It forces NATO to recalibrate. As a result, all sides must consider whether deterrence will hold or fracture. One key factor now is escalation control. If Russia or Belarus respond in kind, the scope could widen. NATO might be compelled to assume a more active role, not just intercepting incursions, but supporting Ukraine's broader campaign. Yet full escalation carries risk, miscalculations, civilian harm, or even involvement from third-party actors that could spiral. Another dynamic is signaling. Ukraine's strike sends a message not just to Russia and Belarus, but to its backers. It shows Kiev is capable, resolute, and willing to take bolder steps. For the U.S. and NATO members, that might bolster support and urgency for delivery of advanced systems. On the flip side, Russia and Belarus will want to reassert deterrence. We might see more patrols, missile deployments, or demonstrations aimed at regaining control over the narrative. We should also watch the information domain. Russia and Belarus will portray Ukraine's action as reckless and aggressive. They'll stress threats to their sovereignty while attempting to frame NATO as complicit. Ukraine and its partners will counter with messaging about self-defense, necessity, and deterrence. Winning the narrative becomes as important as winning the battlefield. For NATO, the core challenge is balancing reassurance and restraint. It must protect its members and deter spillover, while avoiding direct confrontation with Russia or Belarus unless absolutely necessary. The alliance may bolster air defense, intelligence sharing, and readiness, especially in border states like Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. Looking ahead, the next days will be critical. Will Russia or Belarus retaliate militarily? Will NATO intensify its posture further? Will Ukraine push more strikes deeper into contested zones? Will diplomatic avenues for de-escalation open? Each choice could either stabilize things or lead to a dangerous spiral. In summary, this unexpected Ukrainian strike marks a turning point. It exposes vulnerabilities in what both Russia and Belarus considered safe zones. It forces NATO to take new risk assessments seriously. And it raises the stakes all across Eastern Europe. We're witnessing not just a tactical event, but perhaps an inflection in how this war and regional security will be shaped going forward. Thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts below. Do you think this will lead to escalation or recalibration? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive.